Hello, greetings. Welcome to our YouTube video. The focus of this video is to show you how to make decisions in the Capsim Ops simulation. Let's kickstart our decisions. Before you kickstart your decisions, it's always important for you to download the Capsim Ops report. Like this is for round zero report where you can evaluate the different market segments where we have the high tech and the low tech market segments. You can evaluate the uh, customer buying criteria in this report. Also, the report is important in showing you like the products for each segment, the number of product units that were sold, the price that was charged, potential sold, if there was stock outs, the sales and promo budgets. But because it's round zero, that's why you see everything is also almost equal. Like the customer satisfaction, we have a score of 15 for all the competitors. Customer awareness at 55, promo budget, you can see everything is just the same because we are at round zero. So let's kickstart our decisions. Before you kickstart your decisions, you should understand that for this round we only have one product, and it acts as a crossover product selling in both the low tech and the high tech market segments. So we'll have to add a new product, and I think I'll let this age, let the existing product which is able age and predominantly serve as the low tech product as the simulation goes on, and I'll try to introduce another product that will focus in the high-tech end. But for the time being, we can make decisions for under our research and development. So let's start. Like, we'll use the customer buying criteria to make these decisions, and the most important thing under R&D decisions is for us to establish an ideal position which incorporates the performance and the size, and we also want to ensure that our product is within this is around this averagely 3 years. So a performance of 6.4. What let's see what consumers want. Consumers want a performance of about 5.3. So 5.3 compared to 6.4, we are already higher compared to what consumers want. So we can't lower our performance. So we leave it that way at 6.3, the way we found it. So consumers want a size of around 14.7, while we have a size of 13.6. So this is better. We won't change the size also. Remember, under the simulation, as the years go by, the performance increases while the size reduces. So we can't take our size, we can't increase the size of our product. For this case, we'll be going against the principles of the simulation. So maybe what we'll try to change is the reliability, which is the MTBF, or we can just call it reliability. Consumers want a reliability of between 14 to 20 thousand hours. So maybe we have surpassed that. We are at 21. So maybe let's do 20,000 and see what impact it has. So we'll set that to 20 and you'll let it recalculate, and we'll see. So revision date is January 16th, and the age at revision is 3.1. So by the end of the year, it will be maybe 4.1. I think these are good decision to make. So where we have only changed the reliability. So I think we'll leave it at 21. Let me check 19, the impact. So if we switch it to 19, so we revise it at 3.2. I think that's a little bit high, so I think I'll just go with 20, which is the highest reliability. So I'll just leave it at 20. So those are decisions for our first product, the able product. Remember, I told you it's a crossover product selling in both the low end and the high end. So I'll start creating a new product, which will be predominantly our high end product. So Eka, I'll call it Eka. So create the product, and we'll switch the high tech tab. So from the high tech tab, you'll realize that consumer want a product with an ideal age of 0 years, ideal position of 8.1 and 11.9. But remember, this is for this year, but our product, because it's a new product, it will come out next year. So you have to calculate, you'll have to use the drift rates that are offered for the performance and size for the different market segment. So from my calculation, I think the uh, performance should be around 8.1 for next year, because the product will come out next year. So maybe we can go with 8.1, and the size will be about 11.9. So let me switch that to 11.9 and see, like I want to the revision. So you can see the revision date is next year 2025. So let me check reliability. They want a reliability of about 23,000, so we can boost this up to the maximum 23,000. So the product will come out at July, so we'll have enough time to sell the product. So I think these are wise decisions. You can see like the new product is predominantly a high-tech product, serving only the high-tech market segment. So I think I'll leave it this way for now. So those are the decisions that we make for research and development under the Capsim Ops. So next we'll move to marketing. Let's make our marketing decisions. So I won't make any marketing decisions for the Eka product because it's still in development. It will come out next year. So I'll switch back, or I'll revert back to the able product, and I'll also use the consumer buying criteria to set these decisions. Remember, they want an age of for the able product. So I'll also switch here low tech. So they want a price of between 15 to 35. And when you evaluated the round zero report, you realize that most of us were charging 35 for the start. So I think I'll drop the price a little bit so that I can earn a larger market share. So maybe drop it by, let's say I can drop it by $1, and see. So instead of 35, let's say 30, I can switch it to 34. I think 34 is a good price. Then the promo budget, uh maybe I'll leave it at 1,000. Okay, sales budget, I'll leave it at 1,000. uh, for the forecast, remember, uh, the able product serves both the high-tech and the low-tech market segment in this case. So we can evaluate our report and see the number of products that we sold. So you can see like in the, this is the high-tech, we sold about 270 units. But remember, the growth rate for this market is about 20%. The market grows by 20% every year. So in the low tech, let's see, the demand growth rate is about 10%. We have a growth rate of 10%, while how many products did we sell for the last, for round zero? So you can see we sold almost 630 units. So what we'll do, because we presume that this product will continue serving both markets, so you'll do a calculation increasing the units sold in both markets. So let me just do the calculation. Sorry, it will take a little bit time. So we'll increase the units that we sold last year in both market segment by the growth rate. So let's do the calculation. So from my calculation, we'll sell about 1,020 units for the, we'll sell the, for the, in the low end market, we'll sell about 695. So maybe forecast will sell about 695 in this market segment. So I'll just move it to about 695. But remember, some of the products will also be sold in the high-tech market segment. So because the product that we have in the high-end market segment is still in development, so maybe I'll just presume that we'll sell about 1,025. So maybe we can switch this to maybe 1,200. Yeah, I think we'll switch it to 1,200 because we are targeting both the markets, the low tech and the high tech market. So I think I'll leave it that way, 1,200. Then after that, so we won't make any marketing decisions for the high-tech product because it's still in under development. So I think with that we are fine. So next we'll move to production. So remember, under the marketing segment, we said that we'll produce around 1200 and not 1600. So I think see that 1200. So forecast, therefore forecast we said like we will sell. So we have a forecast of 1200, but remember we have about 200 units inventory at hand, so we have to less that. So it's about 1000. So I think for production schedule, maybe we can lower this to about 1000 or maybe 1050. I think this will be a good figure so that we can have an extra remaining, because maybe we can win a larger market share. So plant utilization, we have dropped it to about 105, which is not bad. So production after adjustment, sorry, we have to use production after adjustment. They will only produce 681, but we wanted to produce around 1200 after adjustments. So we'll increase that to, yeah, I think we'll produce 1600 so that we can produce around 1054, because remember we hope to sell about 1200, but we have another inventory at hand. So 1200 minus the 200 will have about 1000 units. So I think that will be a good decision. Then for the capacity, we won't increase capacity for able product or automation, because remember the plant utilization is about 160%. So maybe because the utilization has increased, we are almost using all of our second shift. Maybe we can increase the capacity by 50 units, let's say 50 units, so that the plant utilization can, okay, so I think that's a fine figure, increasing the capacity by 50. So we'll go to our ECA product, which is the high-end product that is still under development. So we want to make forecast like what we'll sell this year, because the product is still under development. What we'll do, we'll buy capacity. We'll just try and buy capacity. So remember the market segment growth rate for the high-tech product. You can evaluate this from the report under the high-tech segment. So this is the high-tech segment. You can see like the total units sold this year was 1620. The growth rate is about 20%. Everyone sold about 270 units, and the market is expected to grow by 20. So increasing 270 by almost 20% gives you around 330. So I think for next year we can say that we'll sell about 330. So it's good for us to have a capacity of around 350, let's see, or 400. Remember, our investment doesn't have to surpass the maximum investment that we are offered here. So I think 400 units capacity, buying a capacity of 400 and an automation of 1. It's fine, maybe we can boost it up, but we have to mark our maximum investment expected for this year. So let's boost this to 500 and see. It's still calculating. So we have surpassed that, so maybe we can reduce this to 450 and see. Okay, so we'll leave it that way. We'll buy a capacity of 450 and an automation of 1, where we'll invest about 5416. So maximum we'll invest about 5400, while the maximum investment is 5416. So I think that's fine. So we'll leave it that way, and then we'll invest in our advanced operations. So for the supplies, I'll boost it up to about 2000, because boosting it up to 2000 means that you'll use both the local and the global suppliers, and we want to have a great supply base where we don't run short of resources. So I think we'll boost that up to 2000. Total quality management process, we will increase this to, maybe let's invest maybe 1000 also in this. So total quality management for the product will also boost it to 1000. Inventory control, also Let's increase it to 1,000 and see. So I think these are good decisions. Next, we'll move to finance, our finance page decisions. So for able product, we also have, okay, the advanced operations have also impacted the decisions under the able product. So I think we'll leave them this way. So next we'll move to finance, the finance page. So under the finance page, you have to set a policy because we are making a lot of investments because this is our first year. So I'll change this, but instead of us adopting an aggressive approach, I'll opt for a balanced approach where we can issue stock and long-term debt as our main sources of income. And then when our cash position allows, maybe we'll provide small dividends and retire long-term debt later. So I think I'll adapt a balanced strategy. So let's us recalculate that. So after that, I think we are done with the decisions for the first round under the Capsim ops. Let's run the simulation and see. So save decisions. So you can see that we are warned maximum investment exceeded. So let's close and go back to the decisions that we made under the production. Yeah, so sorry, here you can see like the capacity increased to about 10.5. Let's do 1,000 and see. Okay, yeah, I think we'll go with 1,000 so that we can invest 4,500. So sorry about that. We can now run the decisions. So just save all the decisions, and then we can